A lot of the people living in Northwest Indiana are actually being hindered by no public transportation.
Rail makes sense.
It's time to catch up with the future.
Expansion of a rail system would just bring us all closer together.
We have to have that sense of urgency that we can't put this off till tomorrow. We're in this situation today because people have failed to act in the past. The problem we've had since 1970 is we have lost our children. We have lost 9.6% of our population since 1970, despite the fact that the country as a whole has grown by more than 50%.
My son graduated from college, my daughter graduated from college. My son, hey, I want to live downtown in a city. Why? Well, that's where it's happening.
We are in the environs of one of those great city-states, the city of Chicago, whose average job pays more than 39% what is paid in Northwest Indiana.
And that is a trend, and I see it with his friends that went to college. It's not just him. His friends that he graduated from college, my daughter's friends graduated from college, a lot of them are living that lifestyle now, and that's where they want to go.
The median income in Lake County, Indiana today is 15.25% lower than it was in 1970. And the average person living in Lake County today is 43% older than they were in 1970 because the children have not come back.
Well, how can we keep those kids? What are we doing to make it more appealing and more attractive for emerging leaders, young professionals to stay, live, grow their families in a particular area?
I think that if you had alternative means to get to Chicago in a relatively easy amount of time, a lot of those people would be happy to move out, get away from some of that congestion, and still yet be car-free.
Everywhere else, I've been to Europe, and there's trains going everywhere. It's just smart for big city, and Northwest Indiana is big city now.
Well, my typical commute in the morning is I have to factor in an hour and 15 minutes to get from my home to my place of employment, which is downtown Chicago. If they extended the South Shore into the South Lake area, that would benefit me tremendously. My mornings, I take advantage. I actually break it down. As soon as I get on the train, I'm checking emails to make sure that I know what's going to happen as soon as I walk into the office.
And now, because people are connected through technology, they literally are working. And everybody can actually be working and be productive on the train. So they're not taking the hit on their time that they used to on a commute. But if they're driving a car, that can't happen.
And we have to again recognize that is the economic opportunity of the future.
From that business perspective, by having that rail and showing other businesses and corporations that's looking to move, and that might be an attraction for economic development.
Well, if you look along some of the spurs over in Illinois where they have those types of commuter rail systems, along any one of those stops you'll see some coffee shops, you'll see some of the drug stores, and then the commercial infrastructure that comes along with it. All of those provide jobs not only for the people that do the construction, but the people that work in those buildings after they're built.
If we get the commuter rail through, property values will go up.
This client recently that I just sold a house to, he has a firm in the Loop. What we're seeing then is them asking me, where's the local train station at? And I said, well, sir, I'm sorry, we don't have a train station here in St. John, Indiana. And he's like, well, wait a minute. If I go out to the Lamont area, or if I go to Orland, Illinois, there's a train there. How come you guys don't have one here? And I really had no answer for him.
The time to act is now. It is a generational imperative.
Rail makes sense, and it makes economic sense, and it makes social sense, and it's the community of the future.
I think we have the leadership in place. I think we sit in the perfect seat by being a neighboring community of Chicago.
We work in the city when we bring our dollars back here and we spend them in Indiana.
Progress is here. It's going to happen. So let's take advantage of that opportunity and seize the moment.
Maybe we can't solve the world's problems tomorrow, but we can certainly put Northwest Indiana on the right track now.